Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us right here on the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly, your host, and I'm real excited to be here with you to kind of enjoy you and enjoy life, right? So I'm joined with our executive producer, Andrea Doman, and thank you. Welcome all the villagers out there. We're dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, any point, starting from today. All right. Hey, Jalen, how you doing? I hope. You know what? I hope you're having a great day too down there in Florida. So thank you for joining us.
Definitely. You hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. What's good? Another day.
Another day, another time. So
Right.
I guess I'll talk about it more later. But I'm at the hospital, right? And for my cancer treatment, and I'll read it later. I'll talk about it, but good news, some good news. But
Nice.
again, I take it with a grain of salt, right? I give God thanks for the news, but I know that the battle and the fight,
Mm.
My leukemia is 99% gone.
99% gone.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my platelet was very shocking today, was at 198. But with chemo,
Mm.
right, it's going to fluctuate. So I'm hoping that it doesn't drop significantly bad, because I want to go to Jamaica, and I can't go to Jamaica if my platelet is too low.
Got you. All right, well, Jamaica is in the works, man.
So I want to go to Jamaica. Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't have to be Jamaica.
Travel different parts of the world.
Just travel, but I can't go far, right? I can't go.
Got you.
I can't go far just in case anything goes awry. Right?
Which country is in the Caribbean you haven't gone yet or go to?
There are a lot.
I'll be thinking like with all this all this traveling, you would have gone to a bunch of other different Caribbean countries already.
No, but I've been to 26, 26, I believe 23 countries or something like that, or 26, one of them, and different countries, right, throughout my life.
So which one would you want to go to next?
So there are three. There are three. There are four. Right. There are four that I would like to go to. I like to go to Cuba. Right. I'd like to go to Barbados. And I would like to go to Trinidad and Grenada. So those four. But and then everything else is a plus. Right. But they're not really big on my list of to travel. But I mean, if I end up there, that would be cool.
Right.
Like for example, our family is planning a trip for next February, and
2025.
And it would add Turks and Caicos.
Oh, nice.
Right, but Turks and Caicos is not big on my list.
Why?
You get one. It's not one of those islands that there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not. I would love to go. Right, I would love to go to just to chill, but it's not my cup of tea, right? I mean, I don't know how to explain it, right? Like,
I mean, it's just like you have a preference,
Right. It's not on my bucket list, right? And I've been to so many different, like I consider going to Hawaii, going to another country. But it was on my bucket list. So, yeah. I tell people create that bucket list. You need to create that bucket list, dude. You need to start living.
Well, there's two places me I go. I don't really want to say where me I go one day here. There's two places me I go. I go one tomorrow, and me I go one in June.
Right. I mean, I would 2 different countries from outside of your where you were born.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. You guys got a nice little 4-day weekend in June. So you can leave like. Oh no, you have Chancellor's Conference, right? But it's remote, right?
Yeah.
All right. So. As long as you log into the system, you're good to go.
Hey, you already know. So that's what you gotta do, man. You still doing your work.
Wait, do you guys have to be in school on Friday? Because it says clerical something.
I remember one of them that I think last year. So I gotta look back on it. Sometimes they'll be changing it up. Like just today. I think, or was it yesterday? Last night I saw an email came through that we have a mandatory parent-teacher conference this next Thursday.
Right.
I'm not sure what spurred on. I'm not sure, but sometimes things just change up like that. So yeah.
Yes, I saw that, but it's not. It didn't just come up. I think it was on the calendar. I was looking at the calendar and it was there. I believe.
Oh.
Right. Let me double check because I was looking at it today.
So, Star Girl, the great senior Roderick, another week.
Yeah, thank you, Star Girl. Oh, by the way, Star Girl, you want to do a career day down the street from you there next Wednesday? Somebody invited me to 2 career days. And I'm looking for people who are willing to who are able to. May 16th,
Mm,
Thursday, May 16th, um, for middle, it says for middle schools and D75 schools. So
mm,
it's on the school calendar.
mm.
All right.
So,
Um,
so I was gonna say, I mean, if you want to dive in, one of the things that I noticed on the news today, this week, really, is with Kathy Hochul. What are your thoughts on that? She said at that conference she was at,
I
saying that,
honestly,
mm,
people want to jump on things, right?
right, right,
She misspoke. That's not what
mm,
she meant, and everybody knew that's not what she meant,
mm-hmm,
right? But I'm not a fan of Kathy Hochul. I could tell you that,
yes, sir. Mm,
right? I could tell you that I'm not a fan of Kathy Hochul,
mm,
right? I just think she's too liberal. She's not good for the state. Um, just like I didn't think, I know De Blasio, but I don't think he did a lot of things for New York City by making New York City too far to the left. So now Adams is trying to bring it back a little bit more to the middle, and it's not going to get done because you're going to have these fighters, right?
right, right,
But she made a mistake. She misspoke. She shouldn't have said it. She should have been more careful with her words to talk about, you know, black kids in the Bronx, right?
yeah,
I think what she's trying to say is that the poverty line in the Bronx and parts of Brooklyn, right,
mm-hmm,
right, not a bit Benev. I just think that Benev. I've heard you speak a lot of times. I think you're not thinking about the work of a political figure. You are literally making this. I mean, it is hard work. Trust me, right? Eric Evans is not making it worse, right? He's not going to make it worse than Bill De Blasio or Bloomberg, right? You're just going to have people who just don't agree with their politics, right? They're just not going to agree with their politics. That's what it comes down to. But it doesn't mean that like I don't like what Kathy Hochul is doing with many things, right? Um, and and she's right, right? There are many parts of Brownsville, many parts of South Bronx, many part of the more economically disenfranchised parts of our communities um, that don't have a computer at home because they can't afford it. If you really think about it, a parent who's working 20 hours a week, right? The rent is too damn high in New York, right? Let's just be honest, right? How you're gonna afford how you're gonna afford to buy a computer, right? A computer becomes a commodity, right? So schools have to provide these these technological gadgets, right? These technology for students, right?
I
Because
wanna. I was. I would add to that too. When we look at what happened in the pandemic, how quickly how quickly New York City really galvanized and provided devices for a lot of students, and it's
not
not
for a lot of
impossible.
not I wouldn't say for a lot of
I
students. I would
mean,
say I
I
would
mean,
say for all students, right? For all
right,
students who
but
needed it, right?
and it wasn't impossible, but it points to this reactionary attitude with just the culture itself, or just even in America. There's wait until there's an issue, and so even now, kids, if kids don't have computers, I feel like we're advancing so fast with the technology, especially when we talk with AI itself popping up so much. The kids them should already have computers, right?
You know what it also
So,
taught me, Andre.
mm,
It taught me that the city's full of crap. They have money.
Exactly. Like the way how you have so many different programs being put in, and sometimes there's data that doesn't even support the success of certain programs. You got big people at top making moolah. And it's like, what we doing? What we
Right.
doing?
Exactly.
So
It's a problem, right?
Yeah.
It's a,
So
it's a real
I look at even her with the conference that she mentioned and talk about, kids that need device and everything. To me, that shouldn't even be a necessary mention. They should have device already. And then what
right.
should have been talking about is like, okay, how can we get our students to the level that they need to be able to enter the workforce in this technology age? Put in
Right.
programs that are going to be efficient for them to be able to utilize, learn, and be ready for this 21st century workforce that's always been talked about for years now. you know
And long before I became a school administrator, long before I became a dean, and a lot of things that talked about, um, they talked about those things, right? Um, they talked about um, technology and what that looks like for our students, right? But in reality, right? In reality, they're not providing these things, right? And then
just talking points.
you realize that they can, right? You get what I'm saying? You realize that they can because COVID, they provided it. Period.
Exactly. Talking points, and a lot of these talking. Look, election is right around the corner, so a lot of talking points are out there to really like get back in office, really. But it also suggests a larger conversation and about our political leaders. A lot of our political leaders. Kathy Hochul misspoke. Some people may say nah, some people may say yes, she did, but it's just like, are you trying to understand the community? How much are you in the community to really kind of like understand what's going on,
Right.
right? Because if you're in there and you're seeing, you could say, oh well, they know what the word computer is, they just don't have it, right? What am I gonna be doing where I'm at to make sure they get it? I
Right.
need as a leader to put that same force in like we did in the pandemic to make sure that the youth get these technological devices. So her they talk like that on stage, just like, bruh, I don't got time for this, man. This is why sometimes
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even look at what they're saying. I'm just like, you're just talking, like, action. Let's see some action.
Like you know, but this is just, to me, is a series of golf, right? That she has made, right? I'm still livid over congestion pricing. I'm still livid, and it's not even just congestion prices; it's the amount of money for congestion pricing, right? So it's not
Right.
like you're charging a dollar or $2. You're charging $15, right? And you, you're charging the minimum wage. You're actually charging minimum wage
Hmm.
for for you're charging minimum wage for traveling through Manhattan. Minimum wage.
Right.
Are you serious? You charging minimum
Ridiculous.
wage? Okay.
Right.
And
No
and and
sense.
and and secondly, you know, I'm upset about the power that MTA has over
Hmm.
our city, right? Over our city and our state, right? 20 miles an hour speed limit. You know,
That's gonna be crazy. I think that 20 miles is gonna
you
just
know.
make people frustrated, and you're gonna have people
I
driving
think I
faster.
think I think that he just wants to create he just wants to create um, a city. They want to create a city of affluent people, right?
mhm.
Because the you know the middle class and the lower middle class and people who are on the poverty line, they're not going to afford New York City. Rent is ridiculous, right? Welcome, Dr. Bryant. How are you?
Hey, good evening. I'm great. And you?
I'm well. I'm well. I'm having a little convo with Andre about the golf that the governor made when she misspoke about our black kids in the Bronx not knowing what a computer is, right?
About congestion pricing.
Yeah, you know. So I was just saying that I really do believe that she misspoke, right? I really do. I really do believe that, but I think there are other things that we need to concern
I
ourselves.
wouldn't necessarily. I don't think she necessarily misspoke. You know, when you're in that passionate state, in a sense, a lot of times whatever just comes to mind just comes to mind, really. And
What just pops out?
that's why I think it's so important to, even when you're speaking, there's a, yeah,
Dr.
you
Bryant,
know, so that when you're speaking, you have to time.
you broke up on that. Can you repeat that? Andre, he's in the boondocks. Oh, by the way, wait, when he comes back, that's actually a funny looking face that he has on the screen. You know,
Hey,
you're better.
Andre, you're
Can you
muted.
hear?
You're muted.
Andre, Andre,
Yeah, but yeah,
before I forget, let me see your mama. Let me tell her
Congrats.
happy. Yeah, let me see your mama. Put your phone to your mama for a minute.
You're muted, Andre. Unmute.
y'all hear me
Okay,
now?
now.
Yes, I said put the phone to your
Yeah.
mama.
We
I was saying put the phone to your
we
mama for a
driving,
minute.
so
Just put the
we
phone to
driving,
her. I
but
didn't
she's
say.
she in the other car.
Okay, well, either
Okay.
way, we just want to wish her
So
congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah,
congratulations.
All right,
but
I'll tell her.
will she graduate
I'll tell her.
the masters? Masters she graduated with?
Eh?
What did she graduate? A masters?
It doesn't matter. There was a
Biology.
graduation.
That's what?
Huh?
Bachelor's.
Bachelor's. Okay. Either way,
Okay.
congratulations to her.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
and
man.
wishing her all the best. You know,
Yeah,
I
man.
love to
Thank you.
I love to see a person of color get a degree. You know, it makes me excited because I know that it helps us to enter a different realm, right? So, but
Agree.
so the 4 killings, 3 killings
Wait.
in the United States.
Before we here before we go, let me play the commercials. All right.
All right,
You here?
let's go. Yeah.
All right.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouth-watering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions. Real estate simplified.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Bear LLC, 718-676-0519, and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros, because a successful business matters. U.S. Bear LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call U.S. Bear LLC, 718-676-0519, and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs, and U.S. Bear LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number? Yes! Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call U.S. Bear LLC or log on to www.usbear.com. Team up for success.
No, I'm good.
Hey. Right. Right. So before I even go to what I was talking about with the shooting, you don't know this, right? But I just read an article while we're at commercial break. Do you Trump asked some oil executives and told them that they must raise $1 billion for his campaign?
That's what he asked them.
Mm-hmm. Right. Good evening, Tracy. Happy belated birthday, Tracy. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Right. And he promised to reverse Biden initiatives on environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the funny part about that combo.
Mm-hmm.
He has promised many things in his previous election cycles. Oh,
That's my mother.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey, Roderick.
How you doing?
Hey, Mom.
I was just saying congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. So you're going out to celebrate. Make sure you save some food for me.
Save some food for me.
Okay, I will.
All
I'll
right.
save a plate for you.
All right. I love it. All right. So my question is, he has made a lot of promises in the past. Right? He's made a lot of promises in the past. Right?
Who, Trump?
Yeah, Trump. The wall, reversing Obamacare. Right. First of all, the politicals are saying that he more than likely will not win Congress.
Who, Trump? Yeah, well.
The Republicans will not win Congress.
Oh. Yeah, how come?
Right? So how are you going to pass this legislation? You have a Democratic Senate, a Democratic Congress. How are you going to pass this legislation? You're going to make executive orders while you're in office that can be just overturned?
I think it's going to be such a tight race, considering even how the economy is going. the interest rates. Uh, it's gonna be quite
The
a race.
housing market.
Yeah, because if things go
Well, the
in,
housing market is not as bad, but the inflation is bad.
yeah,
Well, not
if things
inflation.
go if things go in favor of Biden, like if the economy keeps going smooth and everything, perhaps I think Biden might end up staying. But if not, Trump might be able to use those things and say, "Yo, Biden, this is what you caused." And people have, despite what we see, people have gotten frustrated with Biden as much as just the whole political system. So,
Well,
it's,
this is the truth, Andre,
mhm.
and I think it's the same comment. Uh, no, how did Cinco de Mayo overshadow your vote today?
All right,
Um,
I gotta run, fam. So
all
I'll
Bye.
right,
be in
take
a bit.
care.
All right, yeah,
Enjoy
man.
your celebration.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
All
Happy
right,
birthday, Tracy.
You got a whole line behind you.
right. The fact of the matter is that uh, when you look at the political landscape,
Hmm.
Biden has produced more than 15 million jobs across the United States.
Hmm. Yes, he has pushed student loan
He is
um,
he is
to reduce the debt for people who had years of student loan or who have been paying for it, or he kept his word in regards to that. He's been trying to work with families to actually be able to enjoy their life just a little bit without the debt of a loan. But
there are issues there, right?
mhm,
Right.
especially with
Um,
FAFSA this year, it's under his administration that the rollout came out, and that was terrible. It's
right.
terrible. It was meant to support more students, but more students are not qualified. They had a lot of glitches. It was poorly done. That I can say.
Yeah, I heard about that FAFSA
It's a
complication.
nightmare.
Like people are not going to get their award until about June,
July, right? Like, what is
uh,
that? So
and
now it's a lot of kids and a lot of students
and a
on
lot of
hold.
students have to choose their schools already,
Yeah, May 1st.
right? And
It's
so
on hold.
so
Everything is on hold.
By the way, congratulations to you and your sons
Thank you.
and their and
My
his
one son.
yeah. No, no, because
My oldest son.
I was thinking about your two children,
Oh, thank you.
right? On his ascension to the college world, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And since you're an overprotective mother, I know that you're dying right now. Um,
What?
I said since you're an
I am not
overprotective, I don't
overprotected.
know.
I am not
You forget
overprotected.
that you forget that I know you outside of being the co-hostess with the
I am
mostest.
not overprotected.
Yeah,
I want to
you're
make
probably
sure.
gonna.
Remember,
You're
I
probably
have a black son in
yeah, whatever.
the United States. I want
Again,
to make sure that
eh,
he is.
anything that listen, anything that justify your overprotectiveness.
I am not, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's okay. I want to make sure
Did you hear what she said, ladies and gentlemen? I have a black son.
in the United States, and I want to make sure that he is safe.
Newsflash.
Safe,
You're black.
yes. In the
Okay,
United States,
so
I want to make
if
sure
you
he
have a
is
son,
safe.
if you have a son, it's 100% chance that he's gonna be black, right? What do you think about that?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I need to make sure he's safe. Here's the thing.
Okay, overprotective mother.
No, it's
Are
not.
you gonna be like my mother? Let me tell you what my mother did. Right, my mother.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, thank
Right.
you, thank you. You want to make sure you steer them the right
Oh,
way
please give me a
and not
break.
in the system
That
at
that
all.
yeah,
They're doing what they need to
the
do.
children need room to breathe. That's why many of
Oh,
them.
they do get room to
No,
breathe.
no, yeah,
The
right.
thing is,
Hold on.
yeah,
Let me tell you what my mother did.
go ahead, tell
Let me tell
us.
you what my mother did. I never forget this. So I got to school August of 1991, my freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to school. So think I got to school the Wednesday, right? Because at Haverford, we have something called dry week,
Okay.
right?
Like a tryout week?
No, dry week. No drinking, no nothing. You get to know as a freshman, you get to know
But you shouldn't be drinking as a freshman.
relax.
Like, wait a minute.
Mind your business.
Wait. A dry week. Oh, wait.
Whatever. That's not, I listen, overprotective mother. Okay?
Mm.
All right. Hey Jennifer, how you Jennifer? Call me after the show. I want to talk to you about something. I want to ask you something. Right? Or I'll call you after the show. I want to ask you something. So my mother, right? My mother shows up on Saturday, unannounced. Right? He showed up. She showed up with my father,
Oh, thank
unannounced.
good.
There's a girl sitting on my bed. My first weekend, I had this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady sitting on my bed, and all of a sudden I heard pop, 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 pop. I go like, who the hell is that?
Good.
Interrupting a 19-year-old man's flow. So I went to the door, and it was my mama. I took the door and I slammed it right in her face.
What? Oh my God.
Right? So I think this is what happened, right? One night I was talking to my mother on the phone, right? I was talking to her, and they were outside streaking. You know what that is, right? For those of you who don't know,
No.
the people are running around naked.
Oh.
Right? You didn't have a good college life, but clearly you did not have one.
I studied. I paid attention to my work. That's what.
Apparently, you didn't have a good college life.
I had a great college life.
Yeah. Apparently, you didn't enjoy the full parameters of college, right?
Oh no, I just wanted to focus on my.
Yeah. Whatever. That's why you're so overprotective, right? So anyway, I called my mother on the phone and I go, "Hey, Ma, there's a naked girl outside my window," and my mama is like you, right? You'll be like, "Son," I'm not gonna call his name, right? I'm not gonna call your son's name. All right, that's up to you if you want to do that. You'll be like, "Son, I'm coming to get you now. You're transferring and coming back to Brooklyn." If you ever call and say, "Hey, there's a bunch of naked people running around," right? So that's so I told my mama Saturday. I was like, Saturday evening, my mama showed up. But the good news is she came with chicken, right? She came with chicken. She came with.
And you slammed the door in her face.
You asked my mama. She remembers the story up to this. I snapped a bang. Right. My daughter went to a sleepaway camp because I wanted her to go away to college. Can't be.
I'm not overprotective.
That yes, you are.
No,
yes, you are.
Stop
it. Stop.
Cut it
You. What you do is trying to explain why you're overprotective, but the audience can hear from your words that you are over.
Roger,
I'm sorry.
Please.
Whatever. Let me talk to one of your kids and ask them if you're overprotective and see what they say.
Yes, she is.
Okay. All right. Point blank. Right. Yes, he kept his word, and I vote yes. And you're absolutely correct, right? You're absolutely correct, Star Girl, on your comment about keeping his word, and he did.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for saying that. I am not overprotected.
Again, Tracy, did you hear her? Tracy, did you hear her daughter in the background?
Well, here's the thing: we have to have parameters.
You have to have yes. You see, there's a difference between parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so parameters.
Mm-hmm.
My mother wouldn't allow me to go to parties.
Okay.
My mother would not. So I went away to high school, right? And I came home and I said, I'm going to go out with some of my friends. My mother took my shoes.
See, I don't do that. My kids, I'll drop them to Sweet 16 or whatever, and I'll pick them up after. If they want to go out with their friends, I give them that. So how am I overprotective? Explain that to me.
You're not listening to it because you're overprotective mama yourself.
Here's the
That's why you
thing.
say
No,
that.
no, 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 no.
See, look, but look,
I
but wait,
am
hold on.
cautious
Tracy,
because
hold on. Tracy agrees with you, right? She
yes,
says that you're not overprotective.
and I listen. Thank you, Tracy. Here's the thing. There's certain ways that you dress going outside.
I
There's certain
agree with
ways
that.
that
That
you
I agree
dress
with. I full
going on a
100% agree
train
with that.
or going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to dress.
Yeah.
You know, people always say, but you know, I literally had this conversation with somebody today, and my comment is, when you're young and dumb,
Mm-hmm.
actually, not when you're young and dumb. Some people still have that
You're
mentality.
older and dumb too.
Yeah, right, right, and
Mhm.
what happens is that
See?
people, right, think that the world needs to conform to them, right? And I keep reminding, and those
Oh,
people,
let me answer. Yes, I would allow them to go away to college. So I don't know what Roderick's talking about.
no. Did you see?
Would you allow them to go away?
Read the whole thing.
College, no parameters. I would allow them.
No, you would not. No, you
My
would not. If your son called you up today and tell you
Uh-huh.
that if your son is in his first year of college
Mhm.
and told you that he was having a drink, what would you do?
At 18,
Yes.
he
What
better
would you do?
not be.
Okay, then you have parameters. So stop it.
He better not be. He
Why
knows
not?
better.
Why? Why can't he
At
drink?
18, you're supposed to be drinking
Okay,
at
so there are
and
colleges, right?
second of all,
Wait, stop.
Mhm.
Let me just explain to you. There are elite colleges,
Mhm.
right? There are elite colleges wherein you have confined space, right? You have confined spaces that students can have alcohol on campus.
Yeah, but I know that.
Okay,
My
so
university had that as well.
no,
But guess what? Here's the thing. There's no reason for my son to be going out to go and start drinking.
I
Why?
didn't say, wait, notice what I said. On campus, not outside of campus.
On campus, they have rules too.
Right. So it's a confined. So for me, having the drink on campus, right? Oh,
Yeah, that's
well,
not a problem.
right.
As long as they listen, as long as he gets
By the way,
scholarship.
that's not true. By the way, Dr. Frey, she's like, they need to stay by. Ask her if the child applied to a school anywhere west, where all the schools were on the East Coast.
Okay.
So that's not true. Did you influence his decision to think about
No,
schools
I did
outside of?
not. No,
Okay,
I didn't. Did not.
right.
Did not.
All right, but I don't have an issue with the school he's going to, you know. But I'm just saying, like, as parents, you know what the funny thing is, like, we as parents sometimes fail to say, you know what, I was a kid, I was a young person. One,
Mhm.
I was okay. Two,
Mhm.
my parents stifled me,
Mhm.
right, and I didn't get an opportunity to expand, to learn, right.
Well,
And then
and that's
I,
why I'm a little different.
right, and so we oftentimes make these unfortunate mishaps with our children.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like the ignoramus parent who says, when I was 18, I lived on my own and I'm able to survive, so now you're 18, go live on your own, right?
No. Mm-mm.
No, but they fail to realize those 4 or 5 years of struggle, right? That they
Mhm.
weren't doing anything, and up to today, those same parents might be struggling, right? So they're not doing what they're supposed to do, right? What they dreamed, right?
Mhm.
So you have this dream of what you wanted to do. So I'm not telling you, you know, I think teaching responsibility is important.
Mhm.
That's what I would probably taught more on. Like I was very responsible when I
Mm-hmm.
was 19.
Mm,
You know, I got drunk once, right? And that's it. I got drunk twice my entire 4 years of college,
mm.
right? And I drank my entire 4 years of college, and I got drunk twice.
Well, I wasn't doing that.
Right. Well, that's not you.
Right.
But the question is, if Isaac had a drink, what's the problem?
It
Again,
is
that's
a
it.
problem.
Well,
It's a problem.
I,
So
I,
let's
it,
be clear on that. It is a problem for
well, it's for me. It's not. As a father, he's having a drink at 18. If you and I were married, and he's my son, there's absolute. I would give him a drink.
Mm.
Period. Regardless of what you're saying. You want a glass of wine? You're 18. I'm sitting right here. You want a glass of wine? No problem. You can vex till you're blue. He's
Mm.
having it.
But thank God that's why we're not married.
Yeah.
So God
As a,
bless your wife. God knows why he put people together.
actually, even at 16, I would give them a drink. But
Mm.
anyway, so it's just interesting. But anyway, congratulations to your son
Thank you.
on moving on to the next level,
Thank you.
right?
You know what? And as we speak about our young folks, being overprotective, I'm not, but being cautious about your children and making sure that you pay attention to what's happening is necessary, especially going towards the summertime. All year long is important to keep an eye out on your children. Who's their friends? Who are they hanging out with? Where are they? So that you don't get a call like some of the parents this week that's been getting ridiculous call of their children dying, getting shot at, and all
I
during so it's important to know where they're at and
I
be
don't-
on.
I don't see any of the two deaths as irresponsibility
I didn't
on.
say I'm not
No. But I'm saying
parents irresponsible at all.
what I'm saying is the first death that we want to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kid from Brownsville. Um, he's from Brownsville because I had gotten the call about it when and we were discussing it. Or no, was it called or were we? No, how did I know about it? Was it you that told me?
About what?
The 16-year-old.
No,
Somebody told me.
girl
Somebody
got
told me.
shot in the head in
Yeah.
Soho.
The one that got shot in the head and leg, right?
Oh no! Wow, it was on the news.
Right.
And another girl
No,
who got
actually, no.
shot.
I didn't see it on the news. I saw it
Yeah.
on the news after somebody told me. It was completely.
So let's say who it is. It's a 16-year-old. Police say two groups of girls were fighting Tuesday afternoon when two boys intervened. Instead of using their words, NYPD officer says one boy reportedly pulled and shot the 16-year-old victim in the head and leg. The victim was rushed to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Police later identify him as Makai Brown of Brooklyn. It was not immediately clear if he was the intended target. The incident happened at 2:30 at an outdoor pedestrian strip connecting Spring Street and Dominique Street. Detective believed the argument began in school, spilled out into the public space, and then ended with one teenager dead. Authorities say the shooter and a friend got away on a city bike. Police hope it will not take long to track down whoever used the bike share as the getaway vehicle.
So Makai, God rest his soul, they call him Kai, is from Brownsville. He lived in the 90s. He lived in the 90s. I have not gotten an opportunity to reach out to the parents, and I'm going to reach out to police
Condolences.
and 6-7 precinct council to see that, right? What I'm saying in that part, I say this all the time, and people hate when I say this. And I know you're going to jump in when I say this. Girls in school, from my experience, fight the most. And it's those things that carry, and girls don't let anything go. They don't squash nothing. They need to feel, and from my experience, again, your experience might be different from mine. But as a dean, an AP of safety for a number of years, hey, David,
Hi,
how you
David.
doing? Right? Over my, I would say, 20-year career that I was dean, AP, COSA, no matter what you look at it, the girls never let anything go. I had girls that came in days later with bleach, knives, everything. And then what I also find, which is also unfortunate, is that the guys die. Right? The guy gets involved and he's the one that's killed. Right? I remember a few stories well. So I'm not just speaking from just talking because I want to talk, right? I remember that my first situation with that was 1997, where the girl informed the other school that her cousin was coming, and when she did that, they went to Wingate High School. Her cousin was killed. The other kid got shot. Right? A girl argument. The guy gets shot at right across the street at South Shore High School, right there.
Good evening, Empress.
Right? And hey, Empress. And it's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate that you can't, 16 years old, you can't let, I mean, you know how many fights I broke up? Right? And it's annoying. And so going back to what you were saying, maybe this kid was taught by his parents to not, like you might teach your kid, hey, you see two people fighting, it ain't your business, right? Walk away. But then you might be the parent who says, hey, they're friends. What are you going to do to support that need? Right? I don't know whether what the police is not saying, because they don't normally say, right? Is whether or not the kid that got killed got into a verbal with the person that shot him, right? How did it end up, right? So there's more to the story. The media generally puts out there the part of the news that will sell newspaper, right? And again, I don't know what happened, right? But regardless of what happened, why are you carrying a gun?
Boy, that's dead.
Right? Regardless of what happened, like you said in your piece, as you spoke about it, not using your words. Your words are very important. And it's going to go back to something that I hate. And I always complain about this. We as Black parents, and we do it a lot, right? More than any other race. Either hit first, or if somebody hits you, hit them back. Right? And then complain that it's self-defense.
See, I don't do that.
No,
I know a lot of people do that.
They do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you need
even
to
at a young age, when they're little ones in kindergarten, things like that, they're telling them, if they hit you, just hit them back. Look at a little boy who shot his teacher.
The 6-year-old.
Who came He didn't like him. He was like, yeah, what goes through a 6-year-old mind to go
It's not
and
what goes through the
run?
6-year-old mind. It's
Yeah, like
no,
what is he seeing? What's around him? His
no.
environment.
It's not as
Actually,
it's the stimuli, right?
the
It's just
environment, right.
right.
And I agree with Karen Greenwood, who says our youth are in crisis emotionally and socially. Need more programs in school to enforce issues that are affecting the whole child.
Yeah, Karen, I don't agree with you.
No, not only in school. It's just not you can't put everything on the
No,
school. I no,
no,
we all need
and
to
what's the
get
next comment
involved.
there? Generation trauma. No, no, Karen, I
All
don't.
need
No,
to get
wait, hold on.
involved.
I don't agree with you,
Okay, why not?
and I'm going to tell you why. It's part of the issue, but not. We have a tendency to try to blame the easiest possible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Green, Karen and I worked at a school together many years ago, and this young man was shot and killed.
Mm.
That had nothing to do with social work. It had everything to do with the environment that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out in that environment and did, right? And did what he did outside of the school time
Mm-hmm.
and was shot and killed. You come from an environment where violence is the response.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you could sit in a meeting and have social interaction with the student, and again I say especially girls, and they'll say okay, blah 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 blah, and they go outside and the fight continues, because at the end of the day, we haven't taught our kids that it's okay to take a slap. It's okay if somebody hits you and you just walk away. Now, if the person continues to hit you, now you have to defend yourself. It's different. We don't teach our children that. So therefore, a lot of our children are not satisfied with a talk about socialization. So as parents,
Mm-hmm.
as schools, as community, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an overall system. So the reason why, again, why I disagree is that the comment goes back to schools. The comment can't just go back to schools.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I also blame churches,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I feel that churches, you focus on
The spiritual.
the spiritual component of a child. And many churches don't sit down and have that social component, the real life component. God this, God that. Kid don't want to hear that crap. Some adults don't even want to hear it much as a kid. So what is really happening with me? So church needs to. That's why I like that pastor that we had on, Dr. Tyrone Stevenson, that had a social component inside of his church that people could have come to.
There's a lot of churches that's
Yeah,
well,
but
I'm
I'm
not gonna
saying,
say there are churches that do have a social component.
yes,
And
but
they
many
meet
of them
students where
don't.
they're at. Okay.
Many of them do
So
not.
I wouldn't say that I wouldn't classify
As-
all churches the
No,
same.
I'm not. Obviously, just like
And
just wait. I'm not classifying all churches the same.
mm-hmm.
I'm just like I don't. I said I don't completely disagree with Karen's comment. I do think that you need more social workers and those people in schools, right? I do believe that you need that, right? But what I'm saying is that it's an all around effect,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I said to you about alcohol just now, right? And you're like, he's 18, he shouldn't drink. But the reality is, at his prom, he's more likely going to drink. And what is your interaction with that? Right? What does that mean? Okay? Because most proms, I know I drank at my prom, and almost everybody drank at my prom. And
But
when you go to a prom, things happen. the physical interaction between a male and female are nowadays anybody and anybody, right? Right? Does happen, right? So all of those different things, Miss Greenwood, right? All of those different things are important. And the kids are not in school more than they're home. That's also a misnomer. They're home far more than they're in school. Far. The kids are only in school for 6 hours and 20 minutes. That's it. They're 24 hours in a day. So they're not. Right? So, and not to mention they have 2 months off in the summer. Whatever. They only go to school 180 days for 6 hours and 20 minutes. And that's it. If they play a sport, then they might be 2 hours extra. Okay, if they have a game, it might be 3. So let's think about all of the different components. School, parenting, right? Parenting. People don't want to blame parents, right? People don't want to blame the community. Policing, right? Policing meaning let's get rid of the bad guys. We don't want to be friends with the bad guys. And if to remove the bad guys, we do things in our community, why does a kid steal? There are a lot of things that we have to think about when we have these conversations. And you can't you have to affect the whole pie.
Right.
In my purview, right? And we also have to be real. I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Canarsie and Brownsville, where crime was a regular thing. People were getting killed in Brownsville and Canarsie and East New York. Like, it just made sense.
And now to hear it in this, young people, there's been a pause, like a calm, but now every summer it's around the time that
But that's also because more people are outside. More people outside. That's why I believe in year-round school, right? I believe that schools should be longer, Miss Greenwood, right? I think school should go up to 4:00, and then from 2:30 to 4:00, it's mandatory clubs, mandatory tutoring.
So you're trying to do like Philadelphia's mayor, who decided that she wants, year round.
Yeah, I believe because
it's a charter school.
Because you remember one thing, school is the safest place, right? Inside of the school is the safest place. When you get outside, you get wherever else, it's less safe. So if you can help the students, help the parents, because a lot of times the kids are idle, right? Because their parents are not home. They got to go to work. So the kids are idle. They're watching television, not doing homework. They're having inappropriate conversations or, watching whatever. You were saying about Philadelphia schools.
Yeah, the new mayor of Philadelphia is actually putting in paperwork with city council and everything to make year-round school for the Philadelphia school system. So that is something that she believed in, she advocated for, and is slowly but surely implementing. Now, I know that there's a charter school. There was an article on it not too long ago that stayed open later, more than the regular 8 to 2 or 8 to 3. They're actually staying open till almost 7:00 at night and not charging anything. No after, there's some schools that charge after school fees. They weren't charging after school fees, and the teachers are staying on. So they continue school from 7 to 7 throughout the day, 12 hours of school day. So a lot of parents decided to switch over to that charter school because when you get out of, as a parent, when you get off of work at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever, by the time you're rushing to go and pick up your child, at least you know that they're in a safe environment and you don't have to rush for that 5 o'clock pickup or that 4 o'clock pickup because sometimes it's unrealistic. So the school realized, hey, you know what? Let's keep it open. Let's feed them some dinner. Let's have some fun time with them, but also do some activities with them to the end. And the parents come pick them up around 7, 8 o'clock at night.
I mean, I think that's a little late, but that one I think is a little late. But I think 4 or 5 would be.
It listens to the need of the community.
As long as it's fine, as long as it's not mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As long as it's not mandatory. Schools, parents have to work. Schools and churches.
That.
Oh yeah, that's true. That pastor.
That got shot.
No, he didn't get shot.
That almost got shot.
By the grace of God, parents have to work more than one job and keep it. Yes, and that's a problem.
Especially in New York City.
Okay, so I have a controversial thing to say about that.
No, go ahead, Roger. All right, let's hear it.
The cycle continues.
Mm-hmm. Because when the parents work multiple jobs, that they are not home with their kids. Is that what?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
The parents who had the opportunity. Parents who had the opportunity. I'm being clear.
Mm-hmm.
Who had the opportunity did not seize the opportunity. So they're undereducated. We Black parents, Black people have the highest dropout rate for high school and college. And what that means is that they have menial jobs, right? So data doesn't lie, right? So, right? You have outliers on both sides, right? But if you only have a high school diploma, your income for your life is $400,000, right? It might have raised a little bit with inflation. This is a few years ago, about 8 years ago, but we could always look it up. A college degree is $1 million plus. A master's degree is 2.1 million, right? So over a lifetime. And you could see that the person with a college degree earns more than 4 times a person with a high school diploma. And so here's what happens within our community. We don't have an education. We have a menial job. We have to work 2 jobs, many hours, right? And
people with education actually also have to work multiple jobs because it's so expensive in New York City. Yes.
We're not going to discuss that part yet, right? Because you have outliers. Remember I said we have outliers. I did specifically say that. So if you're not making any money, you can't make ends meet. So you have to work extra job. What does that mean? Your kid is left at home. Your kid is not studying, right? Your kid is not doing what they need to do. And so the cycle continues until one person, right? Until one person decides they're going to break the cycle. I'm going to sacrifice, right? I'm going to sacrifice. You know what? I screwed up when I was in high school. I didn't graduate. While you're in school, I'm in school. But I'm going to sacrifice so I could get a better job. I have a friend who did that. Now she makes over $150,000 a year because she went back to school and became a nurse. She made the sacrifice, right? So now her income state changed. And a number of people have done that. But many of us, I can't do school. I can't do this. I can't. When the data shows that these things need to happen. But you do have outliers, right? You have people who don't have a college degree who are multimillionaires, right? And people who have college degrees who are broke. Right. So
back to student loans.
Well, I'm not talking about student loans. You need to stop with the student loans. It's not always I need for you to stop with that because it's not always student loans.
Which is
What,
true. Which is
right?
true.
So student loans is a minuscule part of the issue. One of the major issue is that a kid goes in, takes out these loans,
And they
and
don't graduate.
they don't graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't find a job that makes them afford the loans. It's not the loans that was the problem. It's the fact that they didn't graduate from school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know these issues, like you take up $14,000 to go to school, you fail your classes, and then you drop out. You owe this $14,000, but you have no education. So
Right.
what kind of job can you do?
Right.
Right? So they're factors, right? So it's not blanket, and it's disappointing, right? It's disappointing with everything, right? So that's what I was saying when I say to Karen, it's a cycle, it's a pie, right? It's a pie. What are we doing with this pie? You have a father who committed a major crime and is in jail and left a mother with several children. She has to, or vice versa, right? So now there's a struggle there,
And divorce also plays into that too.
right?
Major into that.
Well,
Where
divorce
it
more
depends.
plays a more an emotional,
No,
has a
there's
more,
some divorce that people, when they divorce the if they divorce the
the
wife, they divorce
family.
the children. Then there's parents, children, people who are having children who never married, and then here it is, you have single parent household that's
And too
trying to
young,
wait.
having children too young, right? Which forces decisions that you didn't want to make.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, I'm 16, I'm 17, and I made a mistake, right? I would say it's a mistake. You had a kid, right? You had a kid at 16, 17. And your parents are like, right? You have that. And then the parents say, you go breed, you have pitney, I'm not helping you. So now the child is in a rut. And that child might eventually have more children because they're bored, they're home. They can't go to school. So, hey, the dude down the hall, right? The dude down the hall, right, is, like, hey, what you doing, honey? Because he ain't going to school and he's a loser too. Right? What did David say that she agreed to? I don't know what you mean by that. Schools used to be safe. I think we have always had issues with violence in churches. It's just, and schools, right? Columbine, for example, the most egregious of the mass killings. It started where people looked at it. You have 32 people killed at Virginia Tech. Was it Virginia Tech? One of those schools. You had 49 people killed at the churches. People the Ku Klux Klan used to meet at a church, right, to decide what they want to do to the black folks. So I don't necessarily, because historically it's supposed to be. Historically, churches and schools are historically supposed to be safe places, right? Rudy, pull up. I pull it up. So, Rudy, I have 3 jobs and over 14 credits, and sat on every board in all the schools my son attended. Right, because you decided you're going to make the self-sacrifice, right? Many people are not willing to do that. You said, by the hook or by the crook, my son is going to make it. And he did, right? He did. So we try to do different things, right? To support our children, to support what we need to. But some people, I honestly, there are more people who are not willing to do that than you think. I mean, Stargirl, I know she worked hard with her son. And she would be at the school, she had bossing head. Right? Right. If he screwed up, she had pussy head. That was it. Her son is phenomenal. He's a great kid.
So what do you call that? Do you call that overprotected? No, you call that parenting.
No, there's a difference between overprotective and correcting errors. There's a difference. She was not going to tolerate BS. Like, for example, if you go out, you're 18, you go out, you have a drink, it's fine. You have 2 drinks, maybe okay.
Why
But-
everything got to come back to the
But
alcohol?
no, but I'm saying you have a drink at 18 is fine. You have 2, it's okay. When you start having 5 and 6 and you come home pissed drunk and you don't know where you are, you're pissing all over the place and you get arrested.
Well,
Neck-
I'm not advocating that.
Right.
So 18,
So I'm-
19, 20.
That's
not
your
advocating.
age. Listen to me. I want to be clear. You could die for your country at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can die for your country at 18. And you can tell me you're if I could die for my country, then I could have a drink.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
And
you
by the
see-
way, just for the record, the
Mhm.
United States is one of the fewest countries in the world with a 21-year-old drink limit.
Okay, we're moving right along with this drink situation.
Yes,
that
over.
keeps going and
So
going.
we could also talk about, while you at it, you could talk about the 17-year-old
that was stabbed in the neck.
young lady that was stabbed and
This is
killed.
ridiculous. Can
Right?
I absolutely?
And combine that with the, well, no, let's talk about that separate.
It is so sad, so sad. This young lady, 17 years old, was fatally stabbed in the neck outside of a Queens subway station Wednesday night. The stabbing happened near the 46th Street Bliss Street in Sunnyside around 9:25 p.m. The dispute that led up to the stabbing took place in the stairwell leading up to the elevated train tracks. A knife was seen laying on the ground. The motive behind the stabbing is not clear. A person of interest, who is also a teenage girl, was taken into custody. It's not known if the suspect and the victim know each other. No charges have been filed as of Thursday morning.
They know each other. They know each other. I told you the media oftentimes just put out there what they want us to know. They know each other. I would bet my bottom dollar. And this is the more senseless killing. And the next one that we are going to talk about. I mean, again, you know, it's
And young folks, young people
yeah,
that
it's
dying away.
It's 7, and you know, so
16, 17.
it goes. So let's go back to the first one, right? Let's go back to the first one.
Which is the boy that that got shot in the head on Soho.
That
With
boy,
a group
that boy had an illegal gun.
Who? The one that died?
No, the one that killed him,
Oh,
right? And he got the illegal gun, whereas you have to go through channels to get a legal gun in New York. So law-abiding citizens, like the movie, can't get a gun. But where did a 16-year-old kid or a young person, we don't know the age of the victim, of the perpetrator yet,
hmm
but they're believed to be about around the same age, right? Where would they get a gun? It's illegal.
hmm
So that's why I don't agree with Kathy Hochul. You have to make it easier for people to have legal guns.
So
Because
more people could go around shooting.
no, that's not people with legal guns. If you check your data, people who have legal guns do not commit crimes.
Wait a minute. Don't say that.
I
Look
didn't
at
finish the statement.
Trayvon.
I didn't finish the statement.
Mm-mm.
I didn't finish the statement. People with legal guns do not commit homicides, specifically homicides.
Don't say that.
Wait, I didn't finish. in comparison to people with illegal guns. Not that they don't, right? Because everybody's not good. Okay? Everybody's not good. But the amount of murders that happen with illegal guns far exceed those with people with legal guns. Far. Now we could always pick out this incident happened and that incident happened. Like, when was the last time in New York City that you heard that a legal gun carrier illegally killed somebody? I haven't seen it all year in the newspaper. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what you've seen, but I haven't seen it. Every single murder that I've seen in New York City, and there are people now with legal gun carry, right? I've seen zero. Every murder, every homicide happened with an illegal gun. Every single one. So far. And again, if you know of something different in New York City, please point it out. But since January, I've not heard a single, this man who has a carry permit, legal carry permit, shoots and kills an innocent victim. That doesn't happen. So that's why I believe in the Second Amendment.
All right.
Because the one thing that we can't do is we can't get rid of guns. Because America is a guns country. So you can't get rid of it. Right? And in order for you to get rid of it, it's going to take years.
You're done?
Exactly. That is exactly the point, Kevin. Total gun control benefits criminals because only the law-abiding citizens are unarmed. 100%. I know you don't like the subject because you don't like the idea of guns, but you live in a country, just like I have to live in a country where it's okay to be, you can't drink until you're 21, right? We live in a country on the flip side of that, right? That says guns are eminently feasible for anyone. You're right. Level the playing field. Absolutely. Wait, what happened? You want to move on, don't you? This is a subject you don't want to talk about, right? All right, let's move on to what you want to talk about. Go ahead.
No,
No, let's move on to what you want to talk about. This is something. All right, whatever. Just
since
move
we're
on.
talking about weapons, you know, it is.
Wait. Talk about the guy that got killed in Florida. Because since we're on the topic. So a young man, an Air Force airman, fatally shot at Florida apartment by deputies who had wrong apartment. So the deputies responded to a disturbance call at a Florida apartment complex, burst into the wrong unit, and fatally shot a black U.S. Air Force airman who was home alone when they saw he was armed with a gun. So he was 23 years old, and and this happened a couple of days ago in Fort Walton Beach. Right. So unfortunately, too many, quick trigger. Yes, Karen, there have to be more priority investment in our youth, like other publicist issues. Unfortunately, you can't be hands-on to do the interventions with our students as we did earlier times. I think there has to be. I don't want to go back to the subject, but I am going to address it, and you're free to respond to it as well, Dr. Bryant. I think, again, ad nausea, you have to look at parenting, you have to look at community, not just
the school.
And I think that if you That's the problem. One of the main problem when people start just blaming parents, when people just start blaming the school, when people just start talking about
It takes a village to
right,
actually raise children.
right,
It is a community effort.
right.
It's
You
not
know,
just one person can't do it on their own.
I
It
know. I,
requires neighbors, it requires schools, it requires community members, it requires the churches, it requires your school, of course, but you have to be more involved. The community leaders have to be more involved in what's happening. I'm tired of the marches after. We can do more things before things happen than, oh, rest in peace, or march against this, or march against
vigil.
that. Right. We can do more than that. We have to be more proactive in getting involved in our young folks, but not only young folks. There are other organizations that's out there that's trying to help with parenting. That's important, because if you have children at a young age, at an older age, you don't know how to interact. That is critical, because guess what? Your child could run away, or they could end up going into a system. And you know what? At the end of the day, we all need help. We
You
all
know,
need, and we all
I,
need
I,
to be
I, I
involved.
would like to add one more to what you're saying, Dr. Ryan.
Mhm, mhm.
Make New York, or places like New York, make Maryland, make Florida, make California, make Hawaii, and Jamaica, because we have listeners all over the world. Make the place more affordable. These executives are making so much money on
Mhm.
the backs of the workers,
Yes.
right?
Say
That
that again.
it's killing the economy.
And people are
Right.
moving away. They can't afford it.
Well, I'm not even going to say that, because no matter where you move to, right? No matter where you move to, right? Right? No matter where you used to, where you move to, it gets expensive, right? Because it gets expensive. Like Florida, the houses in Florida that was, 5 years ago that were 200,000, they're now 500,000,
Yeah, because
right?
people from New York are all
Yeah, but
moving
that's the
down there with
point.
their
The point that I'm
income
making. The
and
point that
driving
I'm
it up.
making. The point that I'm making is it's getting too expensive. So people, like we stated, I think Tracy stated she had 3 jobs, or Karen said that they have multiple jobs and they need to break. You need to make it so that I can take care of my child and
Mhm.
loosen up. Some of these, ACS workers that come to your house because you gave your son or your daughter a spanking. If you didn't beat them, if you didn't beat them inappropriately, leave me alone, right? If I didn't break their arms, or I didn't, that's not. If I gave my child a spanking, because I believe in spanking. Now I don't believe in over spanking, right? I don't believe in over spanking, but I do believe in spanking, right? E- Don't come to my house, because I don't want my child to end up in jail. So if I'm trying to straighten that child up, leave me the hell alone.
Mm.
And you have these over policing of families. And again, remember, there's a difference between, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not advocating beating. I'm advocating discipline, right? I don't think parents should be cursing at their children, right? That's not my belief. If one slips out here or slips out there, you get it. But it shouldn't be your vernacular is the same vernacular that you're using when you're around your friends and an adult. Your child is not your friend. Your child is somebody who you're supposed to teach responsibility.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so you're going to be transferred to M10 because we need to have this room for a patient on heart monitoring. So I spoke
Right.
to your nurse. She seems very
Yeah.
nice.
That's
She knows
yeah.
the move
Sorry,
out.
ladies and gentlemen.
She wants
He
to
is
be
back
ready
in the
now or
hospital,
when you
as
get
you can
there.
see, but he's
When you get
still
there.
on.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to start packing up your
So
stuff. Okay?
So yeah. Oh, by the way, ladies and well, I'll do it a little bit later. Um, so one of the things we've been talking about
Do you have a
Gaza,
phone to tell your wife that you're going to the other room?
the
10:25.
the United States have not sent any weapons to Israel, right? They've stopped. So that's important that we talk about that, right? And I mean, it's a great thing, right? It's a great thing that they decided that they're not going to send,
Yeah,
right?
he paused because he was facing pressure to the condition of aid from the top U.S. ally amid the war in Gaza. So then they spoke about coming to a ceasefire, but that's not the case. Biden said he's not walking away from Israel's security, but would rather be stepping away from supporting Israel's ability to wage war in those areas. He cited that the use of U.S. weapon against civilian as a reason for the pause. How many? I think
This stuff at the edge here, okay?
I think that, you know, I still remind our audience, right, that, and I'm talking to you specifically, Kevin, that it is not worth the sacrifice to me in this particular election to put Trump in office. And I hate to say it for my Trumpian listeners. And the reason why is because I am very concerned as a black man. And right, and the Supreme Court to me is my number one factor of why. Right, the affirmative action is a problem that we got rid of it. Women's rights is a problem.
DEI is gone in many of the schools.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right. Well, you can't say DEI because the audience might not know what DEI is. Right. Diversity
Equity.
training.
Equity and inclusion.
Right. Diversity. It's overall diversity, right? So,
Which was supported by affirmative action.
you know, that could affect Title IX, right? Where colleges have to pay attention to male sports and female sports alike, right?
I wish you all the best.
It's a lot,
And that they do
right?
the procedure
And so to me, that's a problem.
I hope so, right?
And
You were just
to
waiting
me,
around all day today, right?
to me,
That's
that was
so
useless.
annoying.
Want to just,
So,
you know,
I
talk
didn't know
about the
time.
hospital.
We don't get any information.
I did talk about it at the beginning of the show. I'm going to talk about it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm back in, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
All
I'm not.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Right. I'm here for treatment.
Sign the activity order. Okay.
I have some good news.
I'm here.
But-
Share the good news. Share the good news. Come on,
But-
Roderick.
This
But
one. So I
I'm
swap it to the other side.
cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
All right? Cautiously optimistic because
Like this.
my sister, God rest her soul, took her foot off the pedal. And, you know, her cancer took a hold of her and she didn't pass. She barely made it through her 33rd birthday. So the good news is that Uh, as per my bone marrow aspiration from last week, my leukemia is 99% gone.
Woo! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
So that is considered.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Thanks, Kev.
Oh my goodness! Thank you, Lord.
With that being said, let's all pray that they can decide to give. Take care, Miss Wine. All right.
This is great news.
Right. And not only that, but they have reduced the chemo cycle.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Right. So I'm still doing the 7 days.
Yes.
But now instead of doing the pill for 28 days, I'm now doing it for 21, and then hopefully they'll move it to 24. I really would like to think about the bone marrow, but let's see what the pancreas is doing. But the pancreas, ladies and gentlemen, has laid dormant. Let's just pray that it stays that way.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
For a while. So I'm here. My nurses are awesome. Tonight I have Taryn, and Lucy has been great today, and Julie and the team. One thing I love about Sloan Kettering, right?
Yeah.
One thing I love about Sloan Kettering is that it's a team. Like today the team came. So today I had Lindsay, Colleen, Jane, Chen, and one more. I don't remember her name, but it was like she was the nurse practitioner. So it was like an entire team that comes and they talk to you. And let you know exactly what's happened. My kidney's still bad. Right? My kidney's still bad, but you know what? The numbers went down. So the numbers improve and it's steady.
Thank
so
God.
That's why we need to keep praying.
Yes.
And thanking God for what is happening, because he's the one that's manifesting himself in me.
Yeah.
And, ensuring that day by day I continue to live to talk about his goodness and what that means. So
and give us gray hair, like Karen says.
So I thank you all. Sure.
I
want to just make sure that I inform our listeners, so thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. So let's hope the next time I hear, I could say, oh, they're going to do a bone marrow, right? So that would be good.
This is great news. Great news.
But again, like I said to everybody, I am cautiously optimistic. I don't want to make it feel like, one more thing. My platelet count.
It went up.
Yeah, it went to normal.
This is awesome. Well, you look good. You sound good. When I spoke to you yesterday, I was like, oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah, the platelet count went to normal. My platelet went up to 198. I was like, whoa.
Thank God. You know what? I am grateful to say that you are a testimony to so many. To so many. And you encourage us whenever anyone has might decide, hey, I want to complain about this. No, you actually bring us relief and say, hey, you know what? You have nothing to complain about, because in spite of everything, you keep fighting, but you trust God in all his ways, and he continued to show out and use you as an instrument of testimony to say, hey, because of him, you're coming back to
you. I remind people all the time that if you don't believe in God, look at me.
Mhm.
Right? If you don't believe in me,
Mhm.
look at me.
Mhm.
So it's exciting. I thank you guys for all the comments. Thank you for the village, because I know you guys are praying for me. Whenever I see somebody who watches the show, they're like, oh, and it's awesome. Or when I speak to you guys on the phone, I still want my thank you, Norma. Norma, I appreciate that so much coming from. I appreciate it all. Trust me.
And
Um,
you know what's amazing? That you continue to prove. Here's the thing. You continue.
Actually, Kevin, actually no. My hair, I cut it. My hair started growing back. I'm actually, I like my bald head. I bought a new bold Remington and I cut my hair. I'm the one that cut it, right?
Slowing is the best. You know what? And it's so funny because many might
Thank you,
predict
Star
one
Girl.
thing, but God always has a way to show his way supersedes any prediction. Like
Absolutely.
when we started in 2019, when doctors gave you 6 months. 2019, ladies and gentlemen. And look at
Four, four,
2024.
four, 4.5 years later.
Yes, so
Let me just say this before I forget, because I think we have just a couple of minutes left.
mhm.
Happy birthday to my sister-in-law and Nikki. She's enjoying her birthday.
Happy
Her
birthday.
birthday was yesterday. Um, so I don't want to forget that. And I thank you guys. Trust me. The phone calls, the conversations, the boost, the boosting topics. I wish you guys would do emails and text messages to help out. Um, a lot. We didn't, but I feel, I feel good. And I feel we're doing a good thing with the Village Radio Talk Show. We're communicating, and we're thanking, and we're happy, and uh, we're enjoying our conversations, and so I thank all of you. Right, so continue to share, subscribe. Um, you know, like those of you log in on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you can you know increase our subscription, and the more subscription we get, the more subscription we'll get, right? That's kind of how it works, right? It moves us up the chain. um Lastly, uh there are a lot of things happening. If you live in the New York City area, and you're unaware, there are a lot of things going on with housing. Go to your local community board meetings, because they're coming out. A lot of things going on with housing. uh they're trying to decrease parking. They're trying to increase building size. They're trying to change the zone of your community and things like that. Kevin, I'm going to say amen to that.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
going to say amen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure.
Yes.
Um,
What
Again,
a way to end us out.
yeah. Congratulations to your son
Thank
on
you.
moving forward in college. I did try to go vote. They said it was closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, it's okay. Thank you.
right. Um, and I just want to say, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, viewing, sharing, participating on the Village, where we're dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today. God bless each and every one of you, and enjoy the
Happy
remainder of your
Mother's
weekend.
Day to
Oh,
all the
yes,
mothers
yes, I
out
did forget.
there this weekend. You rock, you rock, you rock.
Yes,
And
happy Mother's
without
Day.
you,
Make sure you celebrate well. God bless you. Good night.
bye bye.
Mhm.